We'll talk about the box office here, and this is pretty bad news for Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 opened with 114, 140, 114, 144, okay, $114 million. People say, oh, it's Marvel, it's good. But this movie is doing way worse than Guardians of the Galaxy 2, okay? This movie has a budget of $250 million. That is the official budget for this movie. So this movie needs to make at least around $600 million to break even. Okay. Yeah. If you compare it to Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy, if you adjust it for inflation, this is actually the worst selling Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But don't tell Marvel that because they'll probably be pissed if they find that out. But Guardians of the Galaxy movies typically have pretty good legs as well. But this movie is the worst doing of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So even one of the most popular MCU IPs is doing horribly at the box office. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy is a cult classic fan favorite of all the MCU sagas because all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, people like them, and yeah, it's pretty bad that this movie's doing horribly. And of course, the best comparison we have is between the Guardians of the Galaxy. Or so likely will. So it performs like the past two movies. It'll probably perform very slightly ahead of the first movie because there's really nothing coming out. But again, we can also add Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Okay, we all know this movie was a failure. Okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania did horribly at the box office. Okay, as we all know, the movie ended up making at least $214 million. It even passed Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is pretty funny. It did way worse than the first one. Okay, but we'll wait and see what happens with this movie. You know, but again, that is about Guardians of the Galaxy. So Guardians of the Galaxy is doing. We'll wait to see how it does on its second weekend. That's what really matters because there's really nothing coming out until Fast X comes out. As well, next is the Mario movie, which actually had a decent drop for once because it had actual competition at the box office. So yeah, Top Gun's performance, we're gonna compare this to Top Gun for a bit, is basically a fluke because Mario, once it had real competition, it dropped. It dropped hard. Okay. The movie still passed $500 million as well. It passed Frozen 2 domestically, which is pretty funny. But we will pass Incredibles 2. Okay. I think it probably will. Okay. But there's a chance it won't. But again, there's really nothing in the way for this movie's competition until The Little Mermaid comes out. And that's probably and that's in like 4 weeks. Okay. This movie will basically be done at this moment at the box office. But will it be passing Incredibles 2? I don't think it probably will pass Incredibles 2 domestic based off this week of box office. But yeah. It's also very similar to Avatar. Okay. Avatar didn't really have any real competition until Megan came out. Okay. And it dropped to 42 million as well. But Avatar didn't. But Megan isn't really competition for Avatar. Okay. Avatar didn't really have competition until Quantumania came out, and then that movie that started to disappear at the box office as well. But yeah. Yeah, now let's get to the rest of the movies. Okay. Evil Dead Rise, this movie has done pretty well at the box office, making 114 million. Made a lot of money. Okay. As well. So yeah. This movie is a box office failure. No one's watching it. Okay. Love Again. This is a movie they put against Guardians of the Galaxy. No one watched this. Simple as that. John Wick has passed $400 million worldwide. So someone said it will not make $400 million worldwide, but they have updated to make $400 million worldwide. So this movie has made more globally than Sonic 2. Okay. Yeah, and domestically, the two movies are performing very similarly as well. But Sonic 2 is winning the box office battle against John Wick. So yeah, it's likely that Sonic 2 will win in the box office war against John Wick. It's just funny how these movies are performing very similarly at the box office, but it's likely that John Wick will probably end up making around 186 to 187 million dollars domestically. Next is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This movie's basically done at this point. It's a box office failure. Okay, lose a lot of money. It's gonna lose $150 million basically at the very end of things. Okay, actually it's $170 million at the end of things. With this movie also is gonna lose a lot of money as well. But again, I don't think this movie. I don't know why they didn't release it on. I'm surprised they just release it in theaters. But again, maybe Amazon Prime to promote this and it'll make a lot of money on Amazon Prime. Next is Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, made $14 million. Next is Sisu, which is not doing too well. Okay, again, they basically put all the best scenes in the trailer. So it's one of those movies where if you've seen the trailer, you've seen it all. But yeah, that's basically this video here. Goodbye.